The 7-second message. The first human message ever heard by the galaxy lasted only 7 seconds. No warning. No declaration of war. No request for help. Just one sentence. If you can't hear me, they have found you too. Then the signal vanished. For 300 years, the galaxy had believed humanity was nothing more than a young civilization hiding on a forgotten blue planet. Earth had no massive fleet, no ancient weapons, no place on the Galactic Council. Humanity was considered insignificant. Until that 7-second transmission appeared. The message was detected by the Varan Observatory, a massive station positioned beyond the edge of known space. At first, the scientists believed it was random interference. Then they heard the human voice again. Not a recording. Not a repeating transmission. A live signal. The Varan scientists froze. "How is that possible?" whispered Dr. Kale, staring at the screen. The transmission had traveled across more than 20,000 light years. And yet the voice sounded as if the speaker were standing inside the observatory. The Varans immediately contacted the Galactic Council. Within minutes, representatives from 37 civilizations joined an emergency conference. Everyone wanted to know the same thing. Who were the humans? The Council's archives contained only basic information. Species, human. Homeworld, Earth. Technology level, moderate. Military threat, negligible. Population, billions. Then an old alien named Serac entered the conference. He was nearly 2,000 years old and belonged to one of the oldest surviving civilizations. The moment he heard the message, his expression changed. "You must shut down the signal," he said. The council members stared at him. "Why?" Serac looked toward the stars beyond the observation window. "Because humanity did not send that message to us." Silence filled the chamber. "Then who was it sent to?" asked the council speaker. Serac slowly answered. "Anyone who was still alive." Back at the Varan Observatory, Dr. Kale ordered his team to trace the transmission. The signal originated from Earth, but there was something impossible about it. The message had been transmitted from Earth's surface 127 years in the future. The scientists checked the calculations again and again. The result remained unchanged. Someone on Earth had somehow sent a message backward through time. Then another transmission appeared. This one lasted only 3 seconds. "Do not trust the stars." Every screen inside the observatory went black. Across the galaxy, communication networks began failing. One civilization after another disappeared from the Galactic Council's network. The Varans tried contacting Earth. No response. They tried again. Nothing. Then, suddenly Earth's signal returned. A different human voice spoke. This time it sounded terrified. "They're here." The transmission ended. Dr. Kale stood motionless. For the first time in recorded history, the Galactic Council was afraid of a civilization it had never taken seriously. And now comes the question. If you were the human captain receiving this message, would you answer it? Or destroy the transmitter before revealing Earth's location? Tell me in the comments. Nobody in the galaxy knew what was coming. But somewhere beneath Earth's surface, inside a facility that did not appear on any map, a group of humans had already received the same signal. A young woman named Maya Carter watched the final words appear on her screen. She knew exactly what they meant. Her father had disappeared 11 years earlier while investigating the same signal. Maya had spent her entire life believing he was dead. Then the screen displayed one final line. "Maya, if you see this, do not let them open the door." She stepped backward. Behind her, something enormous moved in the darkness. And for the first time, Maya heard a sound coming from the sealed door. 3 slow knocks. Knock, knock, knock. Then a voice whispered from the other side. "Human, we finally found you, the door beneath Earth." The third knock shook the underground facility. Maya Carter stood frozen in front of the sealed door, staring at the warning on her screen. "Do not let them open the door." The voice came again. "Human, we finally found you." Maya reached for the emergency communicator. Before she could activate it, every light in the facility turned red. A computerized voice echoed through the corridor. "Containment breach detected." Maya ran toward the control room. Behind her, the enormous shape moved again. But it did not attack. It simply waited. Maya reached the control panel and entered her father's security code. For 11 years, she had believed the code was useless. Her father, Dr. Elias Carter, had vanished during an expedition beneath the Antarctic ice. Official records said his team had died when their research station collapsed. But Maya had never believed the report. Now she understood why. The screen displayed a hidden message. Project Nightfall. Authorized personnel only. Maya opened the file. Her father's face appeared. He looked older than she remembered. "If you're watching this," he said, "then the signal has returned." Maya's breathing stopped. Elias continued. "We made a terrible mistake. We thought we discovered another civilization. We were wrong." Behind him was a massive metallic structure buried beneath the earth. "It isn't a ship," he said. "It is a door." The recording suddenly distorted. Elias looked over his shoulder. Something had entered the room behind him. He whispered, "They don't travel through space. They travel through civilizations." The recording ended. Maya stared at the screen. Then the entire facility trembled. The sealed door behind her began opening. Slowly, Maya grabbed a flashlight and turned around. The darkness beyond the door seemed impossibly deep. Then two pale lights appeared. Eyes. A creature stepped forward. It was tall, thin, and covered in a strange silver material that seemed to move like liquid metal. But the creature did not attack. Instead, it raised one hand. A holographic image appeared between them. It showed Earth, then the moon, then hundreds of planets. One by one, they disappeared. Maya understood. Those worlds were destroyed. The creature nodded. Then it pointed toward Earth. A red symbol appeared above the planet. The same symbol Maya had seen in her father's files. "What is that?" she whispered. The creature finally answered. "The hunters." Suddenly, alarms screamed throughout the facility. Maya's communication system activated by itself. A transmission from the Galactic Council appeared. "Earth civilization, this is an emergency warning. Do not respond to any unidentified signal." Maya stared at the alien. The alien stared back. Then it spoke again. "That warning is too late." Above Earth, something appeared. Not one ship. Thousands. Huge black structures emerged from the darkness around the planet, blocking the stars. The Galactic Council detected them immediately. Every civilization watched in horror. The fleet had arrived without triggering a single sensor. The oldest civilizations recognized the ships. Sirac, the ancient council member, slowly stood from his chair. His voice trembled. "They found Earth." The council speaker asked, "Who are they?" Sirac looked toward the stars. "The reason our ancestors stopped exploring." Back beneath the Earth, Maya looked at the alien. "Why did you come here?" The creature pointed toward the sealed chamber. Inside was something humanity had protected for generations without understanding it. A glowing sphere began rising from the floor. Maya's father's voice echoed through the facility one final time. "Maya, if they ever find Earth, open the door." She stared at the alien, then at the approaching fleet, and finally at the glowing sphere. For the first time, Maya understood the truth. Humanity had never been hiding from the galaxy. The galaxy had been hiding humanity from them. The secret humanity forgot. The glowing sphere rose slowly from beneath the floor. Maya stepped backward. The alien stood perfectly still, watching it. Outside, thousands of black ships surrounded Earth. Human satellites were going offline one after another. The entire planet had become trapped. Maya looked at the alien. "What is that thing?" The creature answered quietly. "The first weapon humanity ever created." Maya stared at the sphere. "That's impossible. Humans never had technology like this." The alien tilted its head. "You did." The sphere opened. A beam of white light filled the chamber, and suddenly the walls disappeared. Maya found herself standing inside a massive holographic projection. She saw Earth thousands of years ago, but it was not the Earth described in history books. Human cities covered entire continents. Ships traveled between planets. Humans stood beside dozens of alien species. Humanity had once been part of the galaxy. Then the image changed. A massive dark structure appeared beyond the edge of the galaxy. It was larger than a planet. Thousands of civilizations tried attacking it. Their fleets disappeared within seconds. The voice of Maya's father echoed through the chamber. We called them the Void. Maya watched as entire civilizations vanished. They don't conquer planets, Elias continued. They erase them. The hologram showed humanity fighting beside other species. But eventually, the Allied fleet began losing. Then something extraordinary happened. Human scientists discovered a way to stop the Void. They created a device capable of sending a civilization's entire energy signature backward through time. But the weapon had one terrible limitation. It could only be activated by a human mind. Maya slowly understood. My ancestors built it. Yes, the alien replied. They sacrificed themselves to save the galaxy. The hologram changed again. Millions of humans boarded enormous ships and left Earth. They deliberately erased humanity's technological history. They scattered themselves across primitive worlds. And they created a final command. Forget who you are. Maya's eyes filled with disbelief. So humanity chose to become primitive? The alien nodded. To hide the weapon, the room suddenly shook violently. A voice came through the communication system. Earth, surrender immediately. Maya recognized the voice. It was the Galactic Council. But then another voice interrupted. Serac, do not surrender. The council speaker shouted. Serac, what are you doing? The ancient alien answered. You have no idea what is beneath that planet. The Black Fleet moved closer. Their weapons began charging. Maya looked at the alien. Can we stop them? The creature finally removed the silver covering from its face. Maya froze. The creature had human eyes. My name is Elias Carter, it said. Maya stopped breathing. No. The creature stepped forward. I was taken 11 years ago. Maya stared at him. Her father's face had changed, but the voice was unmistakable. Elias continued. I discovered the truth. The Void found me before I could warn Earth. Maya rushed toward him, but Elias raised his hand. There is no time. He pointed toward the sphere. The weapon is not a weapon anymore. Then what is it? Elias looked toward the ceiling. It is a door. Maya remembered his recording. Do not let them open the door. She suddenly understood. The Void wants the door. Elias nodded. They don't want to destroy Earth. They want what Earth is protecting. The ground began shaking harder. Above them, the Black Fleet fired. A massive energy wave struck Earth's atmosphere. For the first time in centuries, the planet's hidden defense system activated. Across the world, ancient structures emerged from beneath oceans, mountains, and deserts. Humanity had forgotten them, but they had never forgotten humanity. Elias looked at his daughter. Now you have a choice. Maya looked at the sphere. What choice? Close the door forever. He paused. Or open it and wake the humans who have been sleeping beneath this planet for 10,000 years. Maya looked toward the sky. The Void Fleet was coming. She placed her hand against the sphere. And somewhere deep beneath Earth, millions of dormant machines suddenly opened their eyes. Humanity wakes. The first machine opened its eyes beneath the Earth. Then another. Then thousands. Across continents, ancient structures began rising from the ground. Mountains split open. Oceans moved around enormous towers that had remained hidden for 10,000 years. Maya stood beside the glowing sphere. She finally understood what her ancestors had sacrificed. Humanity had not forgotten its past by accident. It had buried it deliberately. Above Earth, the Void Fleet prepared to attack. The Galactic Council watched in silence. Serac whispered, They're waking. The council speaker stared at him. Who? Serac answered with a single word. Humans. Suddenly, every dormant machine on Earth activated. But instead of firing weapons, they transmitted one message. It reached every civilization in the galaxy simultaneously. Humanity is awake. The Black Fleet stopped. For the first time, the Void appeared uncertain. Maya looked at her father. What happens now? Elias pointed toward the sphere. Now we remind them why they were afraid of us. Maya placed both hands against the glowing surface. The sphere opened completely. A wave of energy exploded across Earth. It did not destroy anything. Instead, it connected every ancient machine on the planet. Then the machines connected to the moon. The moon began glowing. A massive structure unfolded from its hidden surface. The Galactic Council watched as an enormous human-built station emerged from the darkness. Serac slowly stood. That station was supposed to be destroyed. An officer looked at him. "You knew about it?" Serac shook his head. "No." Then he smiled for the first time. "I knew, humans." The Void Fleet attacked. Millions of black energy beams crossed space. Earth's ancient defense system activated. A transparent shield appeared around the planet. The attack struck it. Nothing happened. The shield remained perfectly still. Then Earth responded. Thousands of human ships emerged from hidden locations around the solar system. They were not modern ships. They were ancient. But every one of them was fully operational. The Void Fleet began retreating. Maya watched the battle from the underground chamber. "We're winning." Elias shook his head. "No." He looked at the sphere. "We're only reminding them." Reminding them of what? That humanity does not need to destroy everything to win. Maya understood. The ancient weapon had never been designed to annihilate the void. It had been designed to expose them. The sphere sent a pulse through the galaxy. Every civilization suddenly saw the same thing. The void was not an army. It was a parasite hiding inside the darkness between civilizations. For thousands of years, it had manipulated wars, destroyed communication networks, and convinced species to fear one another. The galaxy had been fighting itself while the real enemy waited. Now everyone could see the truth. The Galactic Council opened every communication channel. Serac spoke first. "Humanity, we were wrong about you." Maya looked toward the stars. Then she answered. "You were wrong about what we were." She paused. "We were never waiting to become powerful. We were waiting for the right reason to wake up." Across the galaxy, alien civilizations began joining the human fleet. One by one, then thousands. The Void Fleet had nowhere left to hide. Their ships disappeared into the darkness. But before the final ship vanished, a message appeared on every screen. "You have awakened something older than the void." Maya looked at Elias. "What does that mean?" Her father stared at the stars. "I don't know." The story could have ended there. Humanity had survived. The galaxy had united. The void had been defeated. But Maya noticed one final signal appearing on the ancient sphere. It was coming from beyond the known galaxy. A single sentence appeared. "We heard your message." Maya stared at the words. Then another line appeared. "And now we are coming." The chamber went silent. Elias slowly smiled. For the first time, he did not look afraid. He looked ready. Maya turned toward the stars. Behind her, millions of ancient human ships began powering their engines. The galaxy had spent 10,000 years hiding humanity. Now humanity had finally remembered who it was. And somewhere beyond the edge of known space, something had just made the biggest mistake in galactic history. It had told humanity where to find it.